Well, this weekend is all about superheroes, comics, and pop culture. So we have FM Comic-Con Chairman Tony Tilton here to tell us all about this year's event.
Hello.
I know you guys always do a great job lining up so many different people to come out to this, but let's give the basic
All right, well, Comic-Con is our smaller cousin to ValleyCon, the big entertainment pop culture thing in the fall. But we started for Comic-Con 7-8 years ago as something to do in the dead of winter. It's gotten huge. We got a couple thousand people that show up. So one of the fun things we have is actually we have Valley News Live will be there doing a meet and greet, in which you and Christine and Robert did and several others did last year. And I don't know if we have the video or not. Giovanna was digging it up, but we have a costume contest for kids. I mean, it's very kid friendly. It's a family event during the day, especially during the day.
Yes.
At night it gets a little more party time. But it's, you know, it celebrates comic books ostensibly. But it's all pop culture, really. So we have a huge vendors room with vendors from all over the region. We have vendors coming from Iowa and the Minneapolis area and Winnipeg and stuff for this. So they have comic books, they have clothes, they have costume stuff, they have jewelry and crafts and collectible toys, all sorts of cool stuff. And then we have a guest artist coming in, Phil Hester. And you wouldn't know who he is because you're not a comic book person. But Phil is a really good artist for DC Comics. He does Green Arrow, which you know the show, which we have on the CW.
Yeah.
He did, you know, Kevin Smith, the filmmaker. Well, Kevin Smith wrote Green Arrow comics for quite a while, and Phil was his artist. So he's worked hand in hand with him, and he's done some Hollywood stuff too. So Phil is coming in tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully he makes it. Apparently there might be some nasty weather in Iowa where he's coming out of. But he'll be here no matter what, either that afternoon or in the evening and Sunday as well. But it's Saturday and Sunday. We have kids comic book costume contest. It's like anything really goes. And as you remember, we had like 100 kids.
Oh my gosh.
Huge.
It was so fun to see them all lined up too. And then what I love is like there's 4 different Batmans and they're each unique in their own way.
Exactly.
And
they
then
do
some
their
of
own
them
thing.
do some really elaborate things.
Yeah, so there's some very elaborate stuff. And then there's just kind of, they're having fun. They're store-bought stuff, things like that. So that's always a blast, and that's in the afternoon. And we have some panels and workshops on drawing and getting into comic books and comic books as a business and how to read comic books. Because actually, for a lot of people, comics are their entry into reading.
Right.
And especially for kids, comic books are known for really bringing up reading comprehension. That's why we also work with the libraries and English departments, because they know that if they can get kids to read, they're going to do better. And if you give them something to read that they want to read, they're going to enjoy it. And it's an entry into that. So we have a fun time, but it's also very educational. And in the evening, on Saturday night, we have more of the adult costume contest. It's for adults and teens. It's not adult, but afterwards we have an event we started a long time, Cards Against Humanity, comic artist Smackdown. You have to be an adult to be at that if you know Cards Against Humanity.
This is adults only for that event.
But that's still 9:30 on Saturday night. And that's several of our comic artists illustrating the Cards Against Humanity cards. And we do a contest thing. And so it goes on partying into the evening. And then Sunday we do more fun. And we also have video game competitions going on. There's vendors all over, as well as Artist Alley. We have over 30 artists there this year, just running through the hallways. So you're not going to be bored.
I was going to say, sometimes it's almost like families plan, like, oh, we'll go there for the costume contest. But then they can actually, you can turn it into more of like a whole afternoon. Because like you said, there's so many different vendors out there. I know I was eyeing up lots of jewelry last time I was there.
And there's some cool stuff. And whether you're a geek or not, and it's not all geek, there's some really cool like Celtic stuff, things like that too. You can find something. I call it my Christmas shopping. You know, I do Christmas shopping at this in Valley County, a couple other things. And so you can just go and have fun. And again, there's so many other events in the area tomorrow. You can make a stop at our event. You can stop at the garden show. You can come over back and forth. It's only $7 for adults and $5 for kids. And 5 and under is free. So it's pretty inexpensive to bring the kids there and have a blast.
Well, I think the industry of comic books and the person who's now reading them has changed. Kind of went through a wave and then it became less popular. I think it's popular
It's gotten huge. Well, look at Black Panther. It just came out. It's the biggest movie around right now. And the Star Wars films and all the Marvel films and the DC films and stuff. They become the big thing in pop culture now. I mean, the comics and science fiction and stuff like that, that's all the top movies and stuff that are out. So everybody watches it or gets into it to a certain degree. And this is a fun celebration of that.
Yeah. Let's remind people when, where, tickets.
It's this weekend, Saturday, Sunday at the Ramada. I keep having to remind myself. It used to be the Doublewood, then the Baymont. It is the Ramada on 13th Avenue, right off the interstate. And we start at 10 in the morning. And here's another thing. If you come by early, a lot of people come in early, 8 to 10, we're going to do cereal and cartoons on the big screen, or Saturday morning retro feel. So if you want to come by a little early and hang out until the vendor area opens up, it'll be available for that as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Tony.
Thanks.
Don't forget to go out again Saturday and Sunday. We'll have more on North Dakota Today when we come back.